Woody, it's been a while since really anyone's been able to do these family mentor trips. What's it been like sort of having your dad around who's been in the league? He's had a probably different experience in the league than you have.
Yeah, well, I think the first fathership is or was like my second or third year, so
Yeah.
it's nice to get him back on the road. He's still mind blown about the food spread here. He's like, I didn't have this when I was playing. You guys are very fortunate, but yeah, it's great to have him. He's played a huge part in my life and where I am today. Not just him, but my mom and my brothers and sisters too, whole entire family. But yeah, it's been great. It's just starting, so it should be fun.
Other than the food, has he said anything, maybe last time he was here, but just from knowing you about the biggest differences that you get to experience than he did?
Probably the travel. Yeah, I'd say, when he was playing, they were on, JetBlue or Southwest. But, now we're fortunate to be on charter planes. But travel is probably the big thing.
And just, we'll go to some hockey now. Just obviously, you and I have talked at length about where you guys are right now.
Yeah.
How do you get your mind around playing well, competing, but those results not showing up at the end of the game, and how do you kind of rectify that?
Yeah, it's certainly frustrating. I think last night, we played well, but I've said this a lot lately. We've been shooting ourselves in the foot.
Yeah.
Just bad changes that cost us a goal. Their second goal was off of a bad change by us. We don't get the pucks in deep when we need to, and it's just small things like that just hurt us. And it's the same things over and over again, and we harp on them once again as a group. And but hopefully we can bounce back, because the stretch that we're in is unacceptable, and it's getting tighter and tighter. And tomorrow is a big game for us.
I'm curious about the beginning of the season. Were you guys able to outplay those mistakes, or did those types of plays not exist in your game at that time, if you understand what I'm saying?
I do. I think we're scoring more.
Yep.
I think that's a huge part of it. We're just not getting the bounces. But right now I think the mistakes that we're doing are costing us, whereas early on in the year we got away with it.
Yeah.
And that's either VTech making unbelievable sprawling save, or Schmido or Blackwood making a crazy save, and those chances are unfortunately going in now. But we just have to clean it up, because we can fix it, and it's a very easy thing to fix, but we just aren't doing it right now, and hopefully we can improve on that tomorrow.
Second season, last year obviously we weren't able to have any of these family mentor trips. How exciting is it for maybe your dad more so than you to be able to experience this?
Yeah, it's great. They've been down quite a few times. Last year they came down twice. This year, this is their second time down now for him. He's always excited. He always makes comments like, "Oh, I wish I could be here all the time," like watching the game. He loves just coming to watch me play, and for him to get this experience, like live my lifestyle for a few days, is really special. And it's great to see him going around, meeting all the other players, the parents, and it's a great feeling.
And what's it like just for you to sort of see him experience all these things that you've been so lucky to have, and you're going to get to share that with him?
Yeah, it's great. Obviously, he's a big reason why I'm here today and got me here, and I think it's pretty cool for him to experience what I'm experiencing now, and he's going to get all of it right now. The plane, the food, the travel, it's going to be unbelievable, and I'm really excited for that today.
Mom jealous?
I would say so, yeah.
But it wasn't hard, I'm sure, to get everywhere, or get your dad down here for this. When we look at where we are, we were just talking to Miles, obviously the results aren't where you want, but from your perspective, when things were going really well, were you guys outplaying your mistakes or playing better?
I think right now, obviously, we want more wins, and it's not going our way, but at the start of the year, we were playing so much offense, so many shots on net, and I think, good defense is always playing in the offensive zone, and I just think playing So yeah, like I was saying, good defense is good offense is good defense, and I think at the start of the year we were playing a lot in those zone, getting chances and scoring goals, and I think we just really buried the team early on in the game, and hopefully we can get back to doing that.
What's the fine line between being frustrated but having that channeled in the proper way, that you're not too frustrated if things change in the game, the momentums?
Yeah, obviously you still got to focus on your game. You can't get away from that. We know what we do best, and we want to make sure we stay on track for that. And there's like every given night, any team can win, and you want to make sure that if there is that bit of like intensity in the game, you want to make sure you use it to your advantage. And hopefully, we can build off momentum in those tough games and come up with some wins.
I had a couple questions here, but what does leadership look like on this team throughout this skid?
Well, I think our guys have been vocal. You hear the voices in the room in between periods. You hear the conversations about the areas of game. Especially in last night's game, about bearing down on some of our opportunities. So. Our leadership is, the guys that I think fall in that veteran category. You're hearing their voices, and they're guys that are trying to make a difference.
And on some of these practice days, does it look like maybe a players-only meeting type of thing, or any other specifics there?
Well, I don't know about a players-only meeting. I think we had a lengthy meeting again today about all the little plays that can make a difference inside the game. There's not just one play. We can talk about offense. We can talk about stopping around the net, bearing down on our opportunities. You still have to do a lot of work to create the opportunities. And I think the good part is 5-on-5. We did a real good job of creating. We just didn't finish. You look at the defending part, what we gave up 5-on-5 against a team that has 4 strong lines. We did a real good job there too. We turned the puck over on a couple plays that you'd really like to have back.
In practice today, and maybe recent practices, what would you say is being done to help work on the finishing?
Well, I think if you look at the rush part of the game today, a lot of inside drive. Just creating that inside drive, making sure we get guys around that, making sure we're stopping around the net. If you look at the 2 goals in the first game against Boston, the second and third, where we have people around the front of the net, we're getting pucks there. We've gotten pucks to the inside. Really, the first part of those drills was making sure we're getting to the net. The second part was making sure that we battle on the second opportunities.
When things were going better at the beginning of the year in terms of end result, do you think you were outplaying your mistakes that are similar right now? Like, do you know what I mean by that? Like, were they still there? Were those mistakes
I think
still there?
I'm going to just say this. In every game, there's, 14, 15 chances. You either finish yours. You look at when you get on a run, you find ways to win, and when you're losing, there's always something that's going to nip you that you end up losing the game. We talked about, a better sound defensive game against a team like that. I think we got that. I thought we had momentum taken away from us late in the period by a couple penalties. But when you look at the whole, you ride when things are going good. You can ride sometimes through games where you're getting outchanced, you're getting outplayed, you're getting outshot, and sometimes the goalie wins you a game. Sometimes you're able to outscore them. I mean, let's go back to the game at Edmonton. Somehow that puck by Graves snuck through everything and trickled through the goalie's legs, and then the next play, we pull off a heck of a play and we're back in a hockey game. So when things are going good, good things happen. When things aren't going your way, you got to take care of all those little plays and the 1%ers and try to get the momentum going back in your direction.
Wondering what it's like to have all the dads around, mentors around with your guys right now.
I think it's awesome. I've always enjoyed seeing the dads, mentors, the mom's trip. I think it's one opportunity to repay a special person in your life that's been part of your hockey, to have them around. I really think even last night's game inspired our guys to play, to play a good hockey game. We just need the dads to help not make the other team's goalie the first start of the game.
What is it about, when you talk to players about having their mentors, their dads on the trip, that the first thing they say is they can't believe the food spread? That seems to be the number one.
I think all they have to know is that NHL stands for Never Hungry League, so they have to get used to that.
What do you think it's like for someone? I mean, Randy Wood has been on a trip with Miles before, but when you're a former player, kind of seeing, you've been through it in your career versus being a coach, just the way things have dramatically transformed.
Yeah, I think even from the time he played to now, just how it's evolved. You might have got a snack somewhere back then when you're playing. Now you've got full breakfast, full lunch, more food than you can eat on a plane, food when you get to the hotel. So, that part, the nutrition part of it and what they're eating has gotten so good.